Hi, I'm Sue Woltanski, and I'm speaking for Minimize Testing, Maximize Learning, and I was going to come here and talk about this year's legislative session and the current lawsuit that I encourage you all to watch that's going on in Leon County. But then Bobby said parents' rights trump everything, and I thought I would discuss with you a letter that was forwarded to me from a parent who has been bullied by an administrator regarding her questioning the parent's right to opt out of the FSA. Just a little backstory: when No Child Left Behind came in place, it required that schools test 95% of all students, and that was because they were afraid that schools would hide their poor performers and would artificially increase their numbers. Now, that's where the 95% comes in for Title I funding. In Florida, we have a law that mandates participation for all students. Schools must present the test to all children, and all children must participate. In New York, hundreds of thousands of parents are opting out by not showing up for testing. That's not allowed in Florida, because if you don't show up for testing, then you didn't follow that rule. So in Florida, when parents talk about opting out, they talk about coming to take the test, opening the test, and then answering no questions, denying the data, but not hurting the school, still counting as participation. Now, the letter this parent received said that if her third grade child, who's unable to sleep because of anxiety, opted out of the FSA, she would be retained and would be treated as all other students that fail to achieve level 2 or higher in the required assessment. It said a portfolio that in bold might provide sufficient evidence for exemption from mandatory retention, but the student would also have to take the Stanford reading assessment as part of the process, and the portfolio process is very prescriptive in order to provide this evidence. So this little girl would have to take a different assessment, and they would need to provide a portfolio, and unfortunately, this is a test that's bounded by law. And then it was cut and pasted in there a sentence that said the law, Florida statute 1008.25, is very clear. A third grade student, underlined, bolded, must be retained if they do not achieve a level 2 score on the FSA, which is required for all public school students under that law. I, capital letters, strongly encourage you to be familiar with the provisions of these laws that are required for all public school students. And then section 108.25B is put there. Let me tell you what it says in 108.25A. This is under 108.25 is a section called Reading Deficiency and Parental Notification. This is a section about children who have reading deficiencies. The first sentence says, any student who exhibits a substantial deficiency in reading based on locally determined or statewide assessments in kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, or grade 3, or through teacher's observation should be given intensive reading instruction following the identification of that reading deficiency. It goes on to say, to be promoted to grade 4, a student must score level 2 or higher on the state standardized language assessment. And this is the language that is being used to bully people. It is implied that all students must have a 2 in order to go on to 4th grade. That's not what the law says. In the absence of a reading deficiency, it is not necessary. And this has been shown by other children have been promoted to 4th grade using their report cards, or they're showing that they are not deficient in reading. So this is a law that is being used to coerce parents to go against what they feel their best judgment is. And I think I was disappointed to hear it. I think it came straight from the district through this principal, and I wasn't really expecting bullying things. I think we need to be honest with the parents. Children without reading deficiencies, you cannot tell me that this district is going to retain children who have no reading deficiency in 3rd grade because their parents decided to take a stand against the flawed accountability system and have their children minimally participate in a way that will not hurt the funding of the students. I hope you guys will assess your position. Thank you.
Thank you.